माधव मामव देवा कृष्ण यादव कृष्ण यदुकुल कृष्ण माधव मामव देवा कृष्ण यादव कृष्ण यदुकुल कृष्ण माधव मामव देवा. Namaste, good morning. Welcome everybody to Stories with Rohini Jayanti. A journey into the series of Dashavatara. Dashavatara, the 10 major incarnations of Lord Vishnu, wherein Lord Vishnu have incarnated from time to time to eradicate the evil and to restore and re-establish the good. Yes, we have seen 7 avatars of Lord Vishnu so far. And today I am going to tell you the story of the 8th avatar of Lord Vishnu, the avatar of Lord Krishna. Yes. And this 8th avatar took place during the Dwapara Yuga. Yeah. And how did the birth of Krishna happen? So we are going to see. Yes. And we also know that the two Dwarapalakas of Krishna, that was Jaya and Vijaya, were being cursed to be born on earth as the enemies of Lord Krishna and of the enemies of Lord Vishnu, and they would be killed in the hands of Lord Vishnu himself. Yes, we have seen Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakasipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, and today we are going to see how Lord Vishnu incarnated as Lord Krishna and killed Kansa and Sisupala, who were none other than Jaya and Vijaya, the Dwarapalakas of Lord Vishnu's Vaikunta. Yeah. During the period of Dwapar Yuga, the kingdom of Madhura was ruled by a cruel king Kansa, who took over the kingdom from his father Ugrasena and ruled it. People could not bear the miserable torture, and it was immeasurable. The pain was immeasurable under the tyrannic rule of Kansa. And therefore, people and even human beings and even the Devatas, they were so much troubled, and so they prayed Lord Vishnu, who promised them that he would take an avatar as a human form and would definitely restore the peace on earth again. And thus Krishna was born. And during this period, when Kansa ruled Madhura, he had a sister Devaki and a deserving, well-deserving friend Vasudeva. Vasudeva belonged to the Yadava clan, and Kansa got his sister Devaki married to Vasudeva. And when he was about to bid farewell to them after their marriage, he heard the voice of an Akashvani saying that he would be killed in the hands of the 8th son of Vasudeva and Devaki. Kansa became very angry and very furious, and he immediately was about to kill Devaki. But Vasudeva pleaded Kansa and begged him and told him and promised him that he would be giving away his 8th son and he could do anything he wished. And thus Kansa immediately imprisoned Devaki and Vasudeva and also his father Ugrasena. They were put behind the bars, they were imprisoned. And in due course of time, Kansa brutally killed all the 6 children of Devaki and Vasudeva. And upon the Lord's advice, the 7th child in Devaki's womb was transferred to the womb of Rohini, who was none other than Vasudeva's first wife, who stayed in Gokul along with Yashoda and Nandaraj. And after the 7th child was born to Rohini and was none other than Balaram, the dearest brother of Krishna. And once the 8th baby was in the womb of Devaki and Vasudeva, they were so scared, so frightened that he would be killed in the hands of Kansa. And Kansa also at the other end was frightened because, as told by the Akashvani, it is that 8th son who would kill him. And therefore, he protected the prison with lots of guards. And it so happened, it was none other than Lord Krishna who was born in the midnight. And a miracle took place that all the gods fell asleep. And Lord Vishnu appeared and blessed Devaki and Vasudeva and told Vasudeva that the baby should be transported to Nandaraj and Yashoda to Gokul and bring back their child to the prison. As ordered by Lord Vishnu, Vasudeva lifted the child in a basket and he walked all the way to Gokul through the river Yamuna. And it was flooding. Yamuna was flooding. There were incessant rains. But upon the feet of Krishna touching the river Yamuna, it subsided and it gave a way to Vasudeva. And even the serpent king Seshanag became an umbrella and protected Krishna from the incessant rains, from becoming wet. And thus Vasudeva took Krishna to Nandaraj's house and he placed him there and brought back the baby girl that was born to Yashoda the very same time, and brought back the girl to the presence. When the guards heard the cries of the baby child, they immediately went and reported to Kamsa, who came there to kill the baby child. And when Kamsa picked up the child and was about to hit to a stone to kill the child freed from Kansa's hands and vanished into the air and spoke, "Kansa, you are such a brutal and cruel king, and the boy who was about to kill you is alive still, and he would definitely kill you one day. He is safe at Gokul." Saying this, the baby girl vanished. She was none other than goddess Durga, the Mahamaya. Kansa became very furious, very angry. He was so very scared. And Lord Baby Krishna happily grew up at Yashoda's place in Gokul along with his brother Balram. As days passed by, Kansa's anger and Kansa's tension still prevailed, and therefore he sent various demons to kill the little child, and even Putana, a demoness, to kill all the infants in the Gokul. But Krishna encountered all of them, Sakatasura, Bakasura, Putana, everybody, and he killed them within no time. Krishna's childhood and teens were spent very beautifully in Gokul, in the place of Vraja, where it is also called as Brindavan. Krishna was very fond of playing flute, and his flute captivated everybody around. The gopis were the big fans of Krishna. They were mesmerized by the charm and by the grace of beauty of Lord Krishna. Everybody loved Krishna. It was during that time that Radha, one of the gopikas, developed a deep-rooted love for Krishna. And the love of Radha and Krishna is very well known across the universe. It was such a pious and a devoted love for each other. Krishna also protected the people of Vraja from the serpent snake Kaliya, which resided in the waters of Yamuna and started poisoning the rivers of Yamuna. Krishna danced on his head, and he sent away along with his family to another place and protected the waters of Yamuna. It was also said that Krishna protected the people of Vraja by lifting the mount of Govardhana on a single finger. When Lord Indra happened to show his anger on the people of Vraja for not praying him, and he caused incessant rains. But when he got to know Krishna was none other than Lord Vishnu, he immediately begged his forgiveness and he stopped his act. That is how Krishna's miracles are shown from time to time in the place of Gokul. And upon growing up, it was time for Krishna to go to Mathura to protect his parents Devaki and Vasudeva from the cruel king Kansa. Krishna faced several obstacles on the way to Mathura. Along with Balarama, he went there. He fought several battles and finally killed Kansa. He held a bull by its horns and took the vengeance and killed Kansa and restored the peace. He immediately released his parents and his grandfather Ugrasena from the prison and rethroned him as the king. Thus, there ended the death of Kamsa. And Krishna also happened to kill Sishupala, who was none other than Jaya, his Dwarapalaka. Shishupala was born as a child to Damagosha and Shruthruva, the king and queen of Chedi. When Shishupala was born, he was born with 4 arms and 3 eyes. They performed several rituals. They met several rishis, but none of them could help. And once an Akashvani spoke that when a person lifts Shishupala on his lap, his extra arms and extra eyes would definitely disappear, but Shishupala would be killed in the hands of that same person. Shishupala was a friend of Jarasandha and Kansa and was also cousin to Krishna, but he never liked Krishna. When Shishupala was a child, once Krishna went to visit his aunt Shruthruva, and upon seeing the child, he lifted him and placed him on his lap, and immediately his extra arms and extra eyes vanished and disappeared. But Shruthruva was horrified, and so she begged Krishna to forgive his son Shishupala for 100 times, and till then not to be killed. Krishna accepted her wish, and thus Shishupala grew up disliking Krishna all the time, and also knowing that Krishna killed his favorite friend Kamsa and also Jarasandha. But before killing Jarasandha, when Krishna was about to marry Rukmini, the princess of Vidarbha, Shishupala took his entire army to help Rukmi, the brother of Rukmini, who was none other than Shishupala's friend, and they had a very big fight with Krishna to stop their marriage, to disrupt their marriage. But Krishna defeated all of them but left them without killing them, as promised to Shishupala's mother previously, that he would forgive him for 100 times. Yes. Krishna also became a very close ally to Pandavas, who belonged to the Kuru dynasty of Hastinapur, who had a very difficult time for claiming their rightful share in the kingdom of Hastinapur. And Krishna also took the side of the Pandavas during the Kurukshetra battle between the Kauravas and the Pandavas, which was finally won by the Pandavas only, because of their generosity, because of their sincerity. And after that, when Yudhishthira one day performed Rajasuya Yaga, he invited all the noble people along with Krishna. And when he requested Krishna to partake of the offerings of that particular yajna, Shishupala interrupted. He told that Krishna does not deserve. He belonged to the Yadava clan. He does not belong to be placed or to be respected among such noble people. Krishna tolerated. Bhishma became very angry, but Krishna tolerated. Shishupala continuously kept on insulting him, and Krishna started counting till it crossed 100. Once his insults have reached number 100, Krishna immediately took upon his Sudarshana Chakra and cut off the head of Shishupala. And that is how Krishna killed Kamsa and Shishupala, by incarnating or taking that particular avatara. And he was praised by all the people for restoring the peace from the cruel King Kamsa, and also for killing the wicked Shishupala. Like that, Krishna has restored peace again on earth as well as in the entire universe by eradicating the evil kings and by restoring the peace. And the story of Krishna, the miracles of Krishna are even now recited, and the songs on Krishna are even now recited across the universe, and there are so many devotees for him, for his charm and for his grace. And that is the story of Lord Krishna, children, the 8th incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Yes. So next time I'm going to come with another avatar of Lord Vishnu. So till then, stay tuned. Bye-bye.